Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at AGIX. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. We're always happy to hear from you, so drop something down there and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. In the description you'll also find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. Once in the general chat area, just mention a member of staff and we'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. Okay, so for the most part, we are still looking for that same potential with AGIX, seeing whether we're going to get evidence that this fourth wave comes in here. We were expecting this to take a bit of time, so the fact that it's sort of lingering around in here doesn't sort of surprise me, but we'll have to see how this plays out. There is potential that we could start to look to move up here, or alternatively, we could still need to come back down towards this zone here, which we had highlighted from a while back. This 3390 to this 1571 zone. So I'm still looking for the potential that we actually come back deeper into this move. This 382 would be an interesting zone. This 97. But effectively, we have come into the top end of this box. So for the most part, it could have satisfied the requirement in sort of the price, but the time seems to need a bit more, in my opinion. So I'm expecting this to move around a little bit here, and we might get a bit more complex and sort of grind more sideways here and start to get a bit choppy. Alternatively, we also were talking about the possibility that we could look at this whole entire move rather as a corrective move, where we are looking for continuation to the downside from this B wave high, and we could actually be looking for that drop back down below this 3 cent 38 region. So we need to just wait for that confirmation of that fourth, because the structure is a bit sloppy, so we need to just bear that in mind. With these smaller cap coins, the wicks within them sort of make it a bit harder for Elliott-wave analysis, but for the most part I am anticipating that we're still going to get a push down here again. It would neaten this up quite a lot, and basically it would allow for some more time. Even if we do get a move to the downside like this as an A, B, and a C, you know, we'd have to be careful we didn't just form another move to the upside here and sort of drag this out more sideways for a longer period of time. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this one. Within this drop at the moment, the way I'm looking at it, I'm looking at it a few ways, and we're going to talk about this. We were talking about this being potentially an A, B, C into here, which is possible. We can argue that we have actually completed into here, or alternatively this could all be a B wave correction. So the way I'd be looking at this is potentially as a flat, where this is an A, this is a B, and then actually we're looking to form a 5-wave structure here for a flat correction in the B wave location. We have actually come up to that 50% zone, so it is possible that this could actually complete here. Alternatively, we could come up a little bit higher. If we're looking at it from this zone here, we can argue that we could see a push up higher towards this 618 zone, potentially even up to the 786. But as a flat correction, technically speaking, it's met the requirement. The only thing is it would be a very strange shape if we're looking at it as a flat, in the sense that this fourth wave would have been extremely deep here. So, you know, we'd have to argue that we would have had something like this as a 5-wave structure. And it is possible, like I said, we need to just watch this. If we start to break down and we take this low point, that would be what I would be anticipating as the move. And then effectively, we'd be looking for the potential to come down towards this 1-to-1. So the 1-to-1 is currently sitting at this 27.83. However, this could extend out. And if we look at it in this manner, we could argue that if we come down, actually, so the current 1-to-1 is off there. I did that off the 618, that's why. So the current 1-to-1 is this 2691, and we could see that would actually mean a retest of this channel line. So that would be quite an interesting zone if we do move there. It would also potentially be the top end of this structure if we extend down a little bit. If it does extend down a bit, you know, this 2322 area might be interesting, as well as this 2119. This is also tying in with the 0.382 retracement from the top here. So this would be quite an interesting zone to see how we react. We could, like I said, move down here as a B wave, sorry, as an A wave. We could move up and then actually look to come back lower. So these are all sort of zones that we just need to keep an eye on. There is a lot of interesting areas here. There's 1, 2, 3, 6 is actually on top of these highs. So, there is some possibilities here. However, for as long as we hold, this low point here, we can at, what is this, 33.54. As long as we hold this, we can also look for potential to move up here. So we're going to be continuing to look for both of these possibilities until we actually break this low or we actually break this high. The thing is, as a B wave, technically speaking, we could actually do this as an ABC. Then we form a move to the upside, take this high, and still form a flat and come down for a C wave. So we need to just bear all of this stuff in mind. We could see this play out as it is shown here. Alternatively, we could form some kind of a triangle in here as well, where this becomes an A, B, C, D, E, and then we look to push up. There's a couple of options on the table, so we'll have to see how the waves actually play out. If we just move sideways choppy here, failing to break above this high point and failing to break below this low point, and just sort of range bound motion here with a contracting trend lines, then potentially we could look for that triangle, but it would be far too early to say that was in play at the moment. Okay, so basically what I'm looking at is the possibility that this B wave could actually complete here, and we could actually look to push down for the C wave. What we'd want to see in that case is we'd actually want to see this start to break down. So we can see that we have this start of the structure here. It is very overlapping currently, but this could become a bigger impulse where this becomes a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and then we come back up for a B wave, and then we actually look to break down. So this will be interesting to see if we actually do move back up here, how we react around this 50% range, which would be the bottom of these moves, and the 786 would be the high end of this wick here. If we'd face rejection in there, we could actually look for that breakdown. So that's what we're looking out for within this. While we're talking about downside, also potentially looking for some downside here would be the possibility we can count this slightly different, where this becomes a wave 1, 2, and then we could actually look for this breakdown for a deeper third wave. If this is the case, the trigger point which we'd be looking for the typical third wave would be this 1814 area, and then we would want to see evidence of this fourth wave and then the continuation of the fifth. If we had to play out into these zones, potentially this could bring us down towards this 1654 to this 1426 if it is a 5-wave structure. But currently we don't really have anything indicating that. This could also just be an ABC. Like I said, we break down for that C wave leg again, and then actually we look to move up from that point as a fifth. So we will have to just give it a bit of space within this structure. If we look at this slightly different now, and we're looking for that potential to break to the upside, though it's not my sort of most likely count, it is still possible for as long as we hold these zones. So I am just keeping an eye on it. If we hold this support box here, this 40 cents 99, it is still possible we could see something like this play out, where I was saying this fourth wave would have been very deep as a fourth. So it is possible to potentially count this as a 1, 2, 3, 5 flat for a 2, well actually it would just be a zigzag, it wouldn't be a flat. So zigzag for 2, and then effectively looking to form another 1, 2, and then looking for that third wave to the upside. Confirmation would only come by another push past this 63.42, and basically what we'd be looking for is, like I said, to hold this green box zone. If we fail to hold this 40.99 zone, it becomes more likely we're actually going to look to start to break down here. So what I would ideally want to see here, just because of the overlapping within this structures, I'd want to actually see something like this play out, where we come back up and retest this, and then potentially look to push down like this as an A, a B, and a C. But we'll have to monitor it, because technically speaking it has come down to that 50% already, so it could potentially turn around and move to the upside. Some other zones that are interesting would be this consolidation area here, 618, 605, 786 would be the lower range of this, and potentially looking to come back and backtest some of this previous consolidation over here. So there is potential here that we could see this, but what we'd want to see is that nice clean 5-wave structure to the upside with good volume, looking for this third wave. For as long as we don't form this, like I said, we can just look at this as a wave 1, or as a 5-wave move and we break down, or alternatively, if we do look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it doesn't actually cross this wave 1, so it doesn't break any rules. It's just extremely deep, this wave 2. But this wave 4, if we're looking at it as a 5-wave move, although this wave 2 is actually extremely shallow, so sometimes you'll get these things happen when you get a shallow wave 2, a deeper wave 4, and then it still actually meets the criteria. So the alternate way of looking at this is treating this as a single 5-wave move. So if we're treating it as a single 5-wave move, instead of looking at it as 1, 2, 1, 2, the potential then comes in that we could actually look to push much deeper here to this 40.76 as a 50%, or alternatively come back down here and test this bottom as a 618 retracement. So this would be quite an interesting zone as well, because if we're counting it as a 5-wave structure, this would be a wave 4 location. So, coming back and retesting this is not uncommon within structures. So this 38.92 to this 38.43 would also be an interesting zone to see how we react. But losing this 786 at this 3643 would probably mean that we're actually going to start to break down, though really until we actually take out this 3349, there is still potential for the upside movements to play out. So this is what I'm currently looking at for this as a 5-wave move. Like I said, we can potentially count it as that 1, 2, but we'd want to see that play out. We want to see basically a 3-wave move to the downside here. And that's why I said, if we get something like this as an A, we come back up for a B, maybe retest the center line here and push down deeper, potentially look to form a double bottom here. This could potentially then be looking for that as a 1, 2, and then looking for that 3rd wave to the upside. If we had to form a move like this, obviously this is all speculation at this point, we don't have the waves, but if we did have to come back down to this low, roughly speaking, a move above this 73.27 would actually indicate to me that this has now become a 1, 2, and then we're actually looking for that 3rd wave up here towards that 73.27. So there is some potential here to move up. However, we just need to be careful, because this 5-wave structure, if we want to count it as a 5-wave structure completed, could be the completion of this as an A, B, and a C, and then we actually look to break down again. So just going to have to see how this reacts. If we fail to hold those important key levels, then we can be looking for this deeper retracement, potentially coming back to this channel line and potentially looking to actually push deeper down, looking to retest this 4th wave. Though, like I also said, we need to be careful within the structure. If it starts to push down too deep, then it could be that we actually have this 5-wave move to the downside playing out if we move past this 18-14 zone. So there's a couple of possibilities here. We just need to keep alert with this. These coins do move quickly when they start going, so we need to just monitor this and see how it reacts around these zones. Okay, everyone, I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. There's a lot of big things happening this week, so come check it out. Everyone, in the description, you'll also find affiliate links for BYBIT and PrimeXBT, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. Check them out for yourselves. Just please remember, if you are going to be using leverage, you need to use good risk management. Always use a stop loss. That's the quickest way to get burned, especially with leverage. Make sure that you're not on cross margin, and make sure it's all isolated, unless being on cross is part of your trading strategy. But yes, just be careful, everyone. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Have a great day, everybody.